I literally have no idea how people record selfie videos. Every time I try, I seem to struggle a lot. Is it this angle? Is it this angle? It's not. None of those are good. I received some Hoyas last week, I think about 5 of them, and I need to pot them up today, and I thought, why not bring you along to this journey? Because we never know what these journeys might hold. But then I also remembered that I have some Hoyas that I bought when I was visiting Betsy. I bought them from her. And I never showed those Hoyas to you. I don't think I did. I kept them a secret. So I thought it would be a good idea to show all of these plants today, maybe chat a bit. We'll do stuff, it'll be fun as always. So yeah, let's just begin. So I've been in a better mood. My mood has seen some ups and downs in the last half an hour. I have some cuttings here that I essentially traded for some of my Hoyas. By the way, sometimes I temporarily put them in these Ziploc bags. If something happens, like they fall out of a pot, or if I receive cuttings and I don't have enough time to take care of them, I'll just put them in a Ziploc bag, just spray the bag a little bit, for humidity, and zip it. No perlite, nothing. And they're gonna start to actually root in the bag. Trust me, I know. My friend Alex can confirm in the comments because I sent him some Hoyas like this and he just left them there. He did not pot them for I think 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or even more, and they just rooted. Anyways, I have about 5 cuttings or 4 that I got last week, so we're gonna take a look at them. And they arrived rooted. I just did not have time. I wasn't feeling really well, as you know, so I just had no time to do anything with them. So the first one is Hoya Joy, and this is the shape in which the cutting arrived. So as you can see, we have some roots there, and then the leaves. And yeah, you can see there is some issue. I think this is probably some sort of a light issue, it looks like it. Or maybe it is a cell collapse. I'm not entirely sure. A lot of these do look similar. So we're just gonna see what the new growth will give us. But that is Hoya Joy there. And she needs more joy. No shade. The next one that I have here is Hoya surigaoensis. And you can see what that looks like. It's a nice Hoya, nice leaves, nice flowers. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really want it, but I got it because, again, I was just trading some Hoyas. So in my mind, it's like, yeah, it doesn't cost anything, so why not give it a go? Maybe I will love it. Right now, it's kind of a plain leaf. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't, I don't know. And then in the second Ziploc bag, this one is unrooted. This is the only unrooted one. This is Hoya Kaimuki. I do not have Hoya Kaimuki. And you can see this one has small leaves. They're supposed to get larger, I believe. So that one is going to get potted in a mix that I root most of my Hoyas in when I sell them. I only took this because of the flower, but typically I just really don't do well with Hoyas like onychoides, archboldiana. They're not for me. And Kaimuki falls under that category, I suppose. They grow, but they don't get leaves at every node. And I don't know, I look at some of the bigger plants and it seems to me that is the case in general, but people are happy with that. I'm not. This is Hoya hellwigiana, and as you can see, she's rooted there. This might actually go in cocoa peat and perlite because I could not get most of that mix off. I do have to inspect it to see if there are some rotten roots because there were some of them when I got it, so yeah, we're just gonna inspect that. On Q's website, Plants of the World Online, they have Hoya hellwigiana under the name Hoya nicholsonia. But Natalie says here that Hoya hellwigiana, Hoya sagarensis, and Hoya hellwigi will be sorted in the new book, Hoya of New Guinea. That's similar to Guide to Hoyas of Borneo, but this one I think will be with Mikhail and Natalie, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep the name Hoya hellwigiana on this because that's the name I got it under. And then cutting number 5, why am I doing? I'm constantly zipping the bag. What's wrong with my brain? This is Hoya species from Flores Island. And this one actually had, still rotten roots. Ooh, ain't good. Okay, we will need some scissors. This one can get very pretty with very beautiful leaves. This is a specimen that does not yet look exactly like that, but it will. And then I have some other Hoyas that I got from Betsy. Actually, before I move to Hoyas from Betsy, I do have one Hoya here that may surprise you that I also got from a friend here. This is Hoya pubicalix, just the splashy version of Hoya pubicalix. I never had this plant. I mean, I did have Hoya pubicalix, but not exactly this one. And I think it's rooted, but I will check it. And essentially what I want to do with some of these from Betsy is change the pon, because I'm not 100% sure that the pond that I put them in is okay. Okay, I don't have the label yet, but I have it in my phone. The first one is Hoya globulosa, Welsh Mountain Zoo IML0905. So that's this one. And yes, I do know that I'm not a globulosa lover, but I really like these long leaves on this clone. It actually still has some fuzz from packing on it. It is well rooted, and I just essentially want to check the situation of the mix. I don't think this one has been infested, but we're just gonna check. But anyways, this is the second globulosa that I have from Betsy, and a little update on the first one is right here. This one I think got to me as a one node, one leaf cutting. This is Hoya globulosa from Cao Bang. I do have here affinity globulosa. I'm not really sure why. It is Hoya globulosa. And you can see it grew quite nicely. We got 2 nodes from this plant. I actually really love this one because of the leaves. The leaves are just so adorable, and they are very, very fuzzy on the back. And they don't get too big, but they do have this very nice texture. They're very shiny. And then the third clone of Hoya globulosa that I have is the one that I showed you before, the one that I don't like, my original plant of Hoya globulosa. And I actually chopped my entire plant and sold all of the cuttings. This is the only one that I kept because I like these leaves the most. So, you know, if I'm going to look at something, I'm going to look at something that I like, were my thoughts. But the base of that plant actually started to grow, and I put it up for sale, and because it was cold, I couldn't ship it for 2 months, and by that time it has grown so beautiful that I wanted to keep it, and this one did not even start to grow. But I do see here a whisper of a new growth, so now I have 3 globulosas, and I don't even like globulosa. And that is essentially how I function. That's all I can tell you. I have some more from Betsy here. These are some great ones. I have some in the cabinet. I think I'm just gonna do a quick B-roll for those because they're very small and I don't want to move. This one is quite gorgeous. This is Hoya Svetlana, and she is just so beautiful. It is a cross with the Daikia and Finlaysoni. Beautiful, beautiful splashy leaf. Very nice, kind of serrated edge there. I don't think it's quite common for it to look like this. And I now notice there is new growth. Oh, baby. I love you so much. She's gonna go in one of my cabinets. Now the next one is Hoya PMP176, I believe. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's Hoya Joy crossed with Hoya Jennifer. Now I do have Hoya Joy here. Unjoyous. And I do have a very nice Hoya Jennifer. There is something about this plant. When I saw it, I just needed to have it. I saw photos of it multiple times on Betsy's website, and I never really wanted to get it. But it's something different when you get to see them in person. She has a gorgeous plant. And the last one here that I have is Hoya Mathilde Splash, which is very wet. Why are you so wet? What is this disgusting thing here? Ugh. Oh, you're making me so uncomfortable. So this is a very splashy Hoya Mathilde Splash. And as you know, I do have Hoya Mathilde Splash, but it's not splashy at all. When it arrived, it wasn't splashy. But this one, if you can see there, I have no idea, is very, very, very splashy. A very, very beautiful example of how Hoya Mathilde Splash should look like. Now I quickly wanted to show you the progress on my absolutely huge Hoya tent. This tent, as you know, has been provided to me by the longtime sponsor of this channel, Mars Hydro. This is their 150 by 150 centimeter grow tent. And I mean, you can say whatever you want, but size does matter. And right next to it, I have 120 by 120. And you can see it is significantly smaller. As you can see, there is a lot of free spots left. I also finally decided to use up the lower levels of my shelves. It is all lit by this FC4800 grow light. And then I also have some Hoyas on the wall. I decided to just go with the one wall this time. I do have a couple of them in bloom here. This is Hoya GPS 7240. Actually, it is falling apart because it has been in bloom for some time. So yeah, that is a quick update on two of my grow tents. I also have labels here, so we are going to be labeling them today as well. We're just getting ahead of everything today. I'm just gonna put these here near the edge of the desk where I can definitely knock them over. This one also needs to be repotted, by the way. I'm not gonna do that today. We're gonna start with these cuttings, and I would essentially like to wash this again. Whatever this mix is, it's very stubborn here. And I think if I continue to pull on it, I will damage more and more roots because I already damaged some. So I think the best situation here would actually be to leave it. Even though it's not the preferred situation, the best situation would be to leave it. By the way, I hope you see something in the second frame. Let's do the big one first. That's too much. Okay, I can do this. So that's Hoya surigaoensis. Next we will do Hoya Joy, which might be a bit tricky because there's just not much of stem there. And then this is species from Flores Island. We're just gonna try to first place the cutting. Mess has been made. Hoya Nicholsonia, I said I'm gonna put in cocoa peat and perlite. I'm also going to put it in the same pot. I keep calling it Nicholsonia, it's hellwigiana. This is not at all how I would do this. Not at all how I would do this. Oh great, that leaf is now filthy. And then the last one that I want to root is actually Hoya Kaimuki. This is not collaborating with me. So essentially what I do when I root my cuttings is I fill the pot and I just stick it in. And I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna fill the pot like that, and I'm just gonna stick the cutting in. I'm not going to water it. I am only going to spray it. I will put a pin in it. I don't have any around, of course, because we are completely unprepared. Let's now take the cuttings from Betsy and just dump out the potting mix. I don't see any indication that this potting mix was infested, but I do see they have started to root. So they're gonna go into pond and in my cabinets. Ooh, something is off with this one. This one does have a tiny bit of stem rot, which is not ideal. It seems to me that the rot has stopped. I'm going to leave it because I see a lot of active roots, and if I cut it, I would have to cut right here, which would essentially, I would lose all the roots. So we will need to check on this, but essentially, yeah, something in here was not good. And I don't think it's too much moisture because it's essentially pond with just a little bit of cocoa peat. Cocoa peat does not rot my plants. Just gonna check the other one. See, it's in the same mix, but no issue. No issue with Svetlana, and no sign of root mealybugs, so who knows what happened there. Okay, this root grew through this wick, so I'm gonna try to cut the wick here. It's like, why did you grow through that? And we do have a lot of roots here on the top. They all look good. I just don't know why do plants do this? Like, if they're not supposed to get into something, they're definitely gonna get into that thing. It's like a child. All right, so the roots look good on all 3 of these from Betsy, and no sign of root mealybugs, which I'm glad. Was this in vain? No, because we found out that PMP176 has a bit of stem rot. I still don't know what to do with that. Stem is firm underneath, so I'm just going to leave it, but also monitor this plant. And as soon as it starts to grow, I will cut it to make a backup, because we know there is this issue. Oh, I forgot there was globulosa. As suspected, globulosa is perfectly fine. She may actually get a big pot. or a bigger pot, because this is already too big for these small pots. And globulosas are typically fast growers, so we're just gonna get ahead of that, I think. So those were the Hoyas that we needed to repot. Now I will show you 3 more lacunosas, or actually 4 more lacunosas that I got from Betsy. They're currently in my Rodsta cabinet, and I bought 1 of them and 3 of them were a gift. The one that I bought is Hoya lacunosa Punsak, and it is a beautiful Hoya, and I do want to grow my lacunosa collection, so I can bring you a lacunosa collection video. So I'm really purely doing this just for you. She also gave me cuttings of 3 of other lacunosas. One of them is quite rare and quite slow to grow, and that is Lacunosa Black Queen. Now I see a lot of cuttings going around, or a lot of plants actually going around as Hoya lacunosa Black Queen, but they are essentially not that. Hoya lacunosa Black Queen is a seedling from Edita from Hoya Passion, and she made the cross. I don't know if she made the cross intentionally or unintentionally. Maybe if she watches the videos she can type. But only Hoyas from her plant, from her mother plant, can be called Hoya lacunosa Black Queen. And I just have seen like big pots that are named Hoya lacunosa Black Queen, but I don't think they're Hoya lacunosa Black Queen because I don't think this is a mass-produced plant. They would have to have cutting from her and then grow it out and mass-produce it, and the plant doesn't grow very fast, so I don't think these are true Hoya lacunosa Black Queens. 2 others that I got were Hoya lacunosa Borneo. The other one is Borneo Red. Those were the Hoyas that I got when I was in France, and some Hoyas that I got last week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I actually feel a lot better, you know, just recording this video. I really did not start in a great mood. I was a little bit annoyed, and still a little bit annoyed, but far less, and I'm actually glad that I got to do this. I am already on the lookout for new Hoyas, you know, spoiler alert. Oh, there is one very special one that is coming soon. It's not super rare, I don't think, but I think it's gonna be very popular. I think it's about to take off. So that one is coming very soon through a friend in Hungary, and by the time that this video is posted, I might have it. I don't know, fingers crossed. Why are there more propagation bags? Was I supposed to do... Oh yeah, I'm gonna ignore that for a moment. Okay, never mind. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Goodbye! I would like to take some time to thank my patrons. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 3 anonymous patrons: Alex von Siebenthal, Anne-Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, NC, Ashley Hoyas, Becky Higgins, Beth Gibson, Betsy, Danube Daniels, Daria Kaminska, Diane Sikorsky, Vera, Gina Geise, Go Green Tropical, Heather Uppenkamp, Hoji Scott, Houseplant Heather, Hoya Heather, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chio, Kara, Casey Gross Hoyas, Kelly Koo, Kelso, Kristen Sherwood, Leplanda Steph, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Mars B, Martina Alif Perday, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grunrus, Nelly Yang, Nicole Moreau, Nicole and Caleb of Schleif Tropicals, Nita Macy, PJ, Robin L. Jennings, Sherry Kumar, Stephanie H2O, Stephanie Zeely May, Sybil Williams, Tanya, Tessa Martins, The Swedish Hoya Dude, Tia B, TJWO, Wendy Foreman, Norman, Wendy Rossman, Yuta the Walamut, Zordorama, and Zlokobniponi. Also a big thank you to my $3 patrons: Angelina Farnan, Ann Margaret, Anna K, Brenda Little, Brenna B, Brana Phillips, Kilone, Christina Greengrass, Claudia L, Fluffy Blue Sheep, Jerry's Garden, Lisa Helling, Morgan Kennedy, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Plan Druid, Plantalania, Ringlov, and Tang Watanasria Cool. Also a thank you to my $1 patrons: Brandon Pacheco, Carrie, Kari, Constance, Emilia Bronson, Jacinta, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Bavra, Lauren M, Lori Unsubramaniam, Luzman Fernandez, Neely Spicer, and Olivia Chill Mueller. Thank you all so much for your incredible support. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing my secret Hoyas. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you very soon.